Professor Haim, in your presentation, you mentioned the negative role of the Arab world in addressing the genocide. Can you elaborate on what you believe are the main failures of Arab governments in this context and what needs to change or to be changed to shift their approach to the Palestinian cause?
Well, we all know that the Arab regimes faced a real challenge from the populations, more or less everywhere in the Arab world, in 2011. And it hasn't succeeded anywhere. The Arab people, we were told, don't want democracy. This is what the West is keeping telling us. The Arab people actually do want democracy, and they do want government to support Palestine, and they do want government that support justice, not just in Palestine, but everywhere in the Arab world. This was very clear in 2011 in the following years. So this is an unfinished revolution in the Arab world, and I think we will see it continuing. At the moment, for example, in Egypt, there is such control of the opposition that they can't speak. The same is true in Jordan, the same is true in the Gulf. So this is a situation that cannot continue. It's not just for the Palestinians is this a very bad result, but actually for the Arab people in general. And I think Israel and the United States have used it quite a lot. And I wanted to add something that I can say as an academic is very important in order to bring Israel to justice. Kirsten has given us an amazing list of actions that we should take. Now, all of us, or most of us, are members of unions. The unions have very interesting and progressive positions on, against Zionism and against the settler colonial state in Israel, but hardly any union is actually taking action on it. Unite, for example, a very large union, if not the largest, has got a very progressive policy against Zionism, but is doing nothing because the leadership and its leader is stopping such actions from. So I think all of us need to put pressure on our unions. And I think people in Arab countries also do that, and we should learn from them. People in Palestine have done this, and they're trying to use the unions to put pressure on the PA in Palestine to stop actually working for Israel's security rather than the security of the Palestinians. So union and unionism is very important. The other thing is this. I know we talked about the supply of arms, but actually Europe and the United States support Israel in one very important way, which as an academic is very important to me, and that is the huge sums of money out of all proportions that Israel is getting for research, which is mainly defense research. Defense is nonsense, of course. It's not defense, it's offense. It's offensive. So Europe is actually financing military research in Israel in most Israeli universities, if not all. There are billions of euros going to Israel every year, more than some of the membership states of the EU. Israel is getting more research funding from the EU than at least a third of its own members. This is nonsensical. This is mad and should be stopped. Europe should not support Israeli military research. But we've got to publish this everywhere we can. So this will stop. And the other thing, of course, is Europe is supporting those Arab countries that are trying to normalize relations with Israel. And so do the Americans. So we've got to act in Europe I'm not talking about America because I don't live in America, but I consider myself living in Europe, even though we're not members of the EU anymore. In Europe, we have to act to stop our governments from supporting Arab regimes that are actually breaking human rights of their own citizens and are not supporting the Palestinians, even actively supporting Israel in its apartheid and its genocide. Anything we can do there, I think, would be very valuable.